Hello everyone, this is me Sahil Gautam and this is a demo of QueueCTL, which is a background job queue with retries and exponential backoff. It also has a feature of dead letter queue and multiple work support. And I have built it using Node.js and JavaScript. So let's start. So let's enqueue a job. So the job is uh, enqueued and the state of the job is pending. So let's start a worker to process it. You can see here the status must be updated, and you can see here the status. We can check the status of the queue. Here we can see the pending process are zeros and processing zeros, and the active worker are zero, and the completed process is pending one completed. You can see here the pending process is moved from pending to completed. uh, now let's see retry behavior. Now let's look at the retry behavior. I'll set the max tries to retries to 2, and we will enqueue a job that will never uh, succeed. Now let's write a command to, to update the max retries to 2. Here we can see the config in the config file. The max retries have been updated. Now let's update the backoff to 2 as well. Here we here we can see that in the config file the backoff is also set to 2. Now here we will gonna enqueue a job that will always fails. Here we can say the job 2 is enqueued and the status of this job is pending. Now here we will assign the we have assigned the worker to process this job, but it is failed because the command is not recognized. So we will going to retry the same to check the retry behavior. It was attempt 1, so it's scheduled to retry after a sort backoff instead of just failing. Now let's check the backoff. Here we can see the backoff time is stored as the given. As I mentioned, the backoff after a backoff time, it will going to retry on its own. So let's retry it. It was the final retry. It was the final retries. The maximum max retries are exhausted, so it will going to enqueue in a dead letter queue. And we can manually retry a dead job to move from the dead letter queue to the processor. Here we can see uh, the 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 job has been enqueued in a dead letter queue after maximum attempt 2. Here you can see it showed that after a manual uh, retry, the job has been moved back to pending. Now we can see all the uh, jobs that are in the pending list. Here we can see it moved from the dead letter queue to the pending, because I have manually moved it from the dead letter queue the uh, uh, processing states. Now let's prove real concurrency. I'll going to enqueue multiple jobs, and after that I'll going to run 3 workers parallelly. So here is first job enqueued. Here is the second job enqueued. Here is the fourth job enqueued. Here is the fifth job enqueued. Let's enqueue one more job here. Here we can see all the jobs are completed within 0.3 seconds because there were three workers and each uh, has been uh, shut down gracefully without exiting the job in the midway. So here you can see all the jobs are stored in the JSON file on the disk, so it can survive any crash, and it doesn't use any in-memory state that will lost after a restart. Here is the automated validation script that will verify all the edge cases end to end automatically. And I'm going to show you how it verify all the edge cases end to end. So here finally I'm going to run automated validation script that will validate all the edge cases end to end automatically. Here it is running, so it passes the first job, uh, and so here it passes the first test, which is successfully job reaches completed, and then it passes the retries mechanism and delay also, and it also included dead letter queue. So after the retries, max retries, the process is going to encode in a dead letter queue. The third pass is it, uh, all the workers can uh, complete the work parallelly, and the fourth test it has passed, which is the worker shut down gracefully without exiting the job in the midway. And the last test, which is for it is whether it is persistence across CLI invocations or not. So here we can see all the tests pass have been passed. So thank you.